what type of the department you first need whenever you are starting a startup. If you don't know anything about what are the type of the startups, first departments you should need and carry about having a position on them. So you don't worry, I am Arvind here to help you. That so first of all, you should have a department called research and development. So why research and development important? Because without any research, without any development, there is no product. So you should have a deep understanding of research of your product and research a space department in your organization, in your startup, that department going to be research department, and one other department which is going to develop the product, your product of the product of the company. So it's a development department. So you should hire first of all a research and development head, which is the going to be responsible and managing the team of the research team as well as development team. And then you should production and product team. So why production is important? For example, your organization is a software as a service company. So you are developing a software. So there is a software engineers team, there is a product development teams and product designer team, and product maker team. So it's a production department. So for example, there is a manufacturing company which manufacture sandals. Okay, so that's a sandal manufacturing company. They have a department called production, which does all the process of developing the product. So it's going to be production department. So you should have a position, a production head, production executive, that he and she going to be responsible on the department, on the production department and product about them. Then you should have a very critically important department that called marketing. Sales and marketing is the root of any business. Sales and marketing is the root of any organization and any company. So it's important to having the sales and marketing department on them. If you have a best marketing executive marketing team, that is very beneficial for your business and organization. That is going to be help to all aspect of the having all variety of the businesses to growth in having the marketing team. For example, you should have digital marketing team, you should have offline marketing team, you should have advertising team which run advertisement on TV channels, which run advertisement on the newspapers, which run advertisement on the social media campaigns. So you should have a marketing, better marketing team, and a separate department on the marketing. Then you should focus on accounting and finance. Why accounting and finance is important? Because without money, there is an their businesses is not going to run on the simultaneous. So that is why you should have a separate department, and that department going to be your department of the accounting and finance department. It's very important to having a accounting and finance department, because they are the responsible for your account, managing your account and managing your finance things. Okay, so you should have a first of all, if you are making a startup, you should have a chief finance officer, which is going to be responsible to all managing your finance in your organization, in your startup. So it's if you have a chief finance officer, if he and she is going to be responsible all documentation, all process related to payroll, related to product, related to cost of your organization, where to spend your money. If you're funded startup, your organization running with cash, so he and his finance officers are going to be responsible with your money to where they spend and how to utilize them correctly, and responsibility with having responsibility. So these are the critical departments which you say. So you should have some have, if you are having a if you are having a startup, so you should have some executive officers. For example, chief executive officer is should going to be have a co-founder, which are the responsible for the expand and growth of the business, which are the responsible for the making the startup very feasible to everyone, and making the startup growth and reaching the level you have a vision and you have dream about them. So it should have a development and product team, and then operation and production team, which already I had told, and sales marketing team, then accounting and finance team. And you should have a, if you are hiring new talent, then you should have a strategy manager which make a strategy how to. There is a our company which make very good strategy in case of business consulting. So you should consult with our teams also, and marketing teams. We also run a company called Market Ad Pro, which help companies on a running marketing process for its offline marketing process, advertising on a news campaign, advertising on TV channels, advertising on newspapers, advertising on a very large process. And the company is also at the marketing pro is basically uh, running ads on our media channels and our news channels also. So they have a separate. If you anyway, you should have a hire a marketing team to do, and then you should hire a human resource which is going to be manage your people management, your payroll systems, your organization well-beings, and employees care, employees compensation, and all about aspect about that. Then you should have a technology officers. Otherwise you should have a technology co-founder, because every startups, every businesses now it's getting more technology able. Everything is going to be more tech level. And so technology is playing critical roles in any startup and critical roles in every company. So you should have a hire a technology officer in your organization. And then you should already told that operations, sales, and research and development. So this was the some of the basic important department which you should hire and you should have to operate as a startup and operate as a business, operate as a company. So you should have a, first of all, uh, I am going to talk about some of the critical major positions uh, which are the strong team of any business, strong team of any startup. So CEO, which is Chief Executive Officer, then Chief Operation Officer, Chief Technology Officer, then Chief Community Officer and Manager Officer, Sales Managers and Chief Financial Officers, Business Development Managers, and Customer Service Representatives. Then you should have accountant, financial advisors, administration workers, then a legal advisors, which is basically responsible for the legal services at organization and startup. What is the legal services? So during the registration of the company, to having the case on other company, having the critical things such as the logo, patent, such as the trademark of the company. So it's a very beneficial if you have a attorney and legal advisors at your organization. Then you should have for marketing basically content writer, digital marketing pro, managers and human resource managers. So these was the some of the critical points. These was just some basic uh, executive officers which you should have in your organization, which you should have in your company, which you should have in your business. And these were just some of the main important departments you should be focused on. And you should have any, if you are starting any business, if you are starting any of the startup which have a extremely market size, which have a total market size is huge and having the chances and opportunity to grow. So signing off, this is Arvind Upadhyay from Arvind Upadhyay International.